Chapter 11. Water in our life. We will learn uses of water, storing water, rainwater harvesting, water cycle. Water is a natural resource given to us by nature. The chief source of water is rain. When the rain falls on the ground, some water gets deposited in lakes and rivers. Some amount of rainwater seeps into the ground and becomes groundwater. We can get groundwater in many ways. Wells, tube wells, and hand pumps are effective means to take out groundwater. Water is stored in large overhead tanks with the help of tube wells. This water is purified and then supplied to the people in the neighborhood through water taps. Uses of water. Water is very important for all living beings to survive. All of us cannot live without water. It is useful in a number of ways. We need water for drinking. We take bath every day with water. We need water to water the plants. We need water for cooking, washing clothes, and cleaning. Farmers need water to water their fields. Firemen use water to extinguish fire. Water is also used in a number of other ways. Knowledge window. At birth, water accounts for approximately 80% of an infant's body weight. Knowledge window. When farmers water their fields, it is called irrigation. Water for plants and animals. Some plants need a lot of water. Some plants need less amount of water. A lot of water is needed in farming. On the other hand, the plant of cactus hardly needs any water. Some animals need a large amount of water. Some animals need a small amount of water. The elephant drinks lots of water. On the other hand, although the camel drinks a lot of water, but it can also stay without water for several days. So, it is called the ship of the desert. Storing water. For our everyday use, we store water in different types of pots. Overhead tanks on the buildings is a common storage facility. Buckets, pitchers, jars, cans, jugs are other common containers to store water. Different containers can hold different amount of water in them. An overhead tank can hold several buckets of water. A bucket can hold several jugs of water. A jug can hold several glasses of water. Thus, the volume of different containers is different. So their capacity to hold water is also different. Knowledge window. Much more fresh water is stored under the ground in aquifers than on the earth's surface. Saving water. Knowledge window. A person feels thirsty when his or her body has lost over 1% of its total water amount. The amount of water on the earth is limited. We cannot go on using it indefinitely. If we continue to do it, we will have dirtied it completely in a few years. So, it is necessary that we limit the use of water. We must save water from being wasted. We can follow the given steps for saving water. Food should be cooked in covered pans. In the uncovered pans, a lot of water goes waste as steam or vapor. Always keep the tap closed while brushing teeth. Water leaking from a tap or water pipe is the cause of wastage of large amount of water. Such leaking taps or pipes must be repaired immediately. We can save a large amount of water if we reuse it. We can use the water with which vegetables and fruits were washed to water the plants in the kitchen garden. Water treatment. The water that we use for our daily activities and the water used in factories goes waste after use. Government installs machines to clean it for reuse. Reusing of water is known as water treatment. Most cities have such water treatment plants. If wastewater is not treated, it goes waste into rivers or seas where it pollutes the river and seawater. Rainwater harvesting. In cities, the rainwater is allowed to drain out into the rivers and canals through a large network of drains. This water ultimately flows into the oceans. The rainwater is clean water. However, we let it go waste. Rainwater harvesting is a system by which we can use rainwater effectively. We can store rainwater in underground pits or other tanks. In it, the rainwater falling on the rooftop is allowed to flow into the tank for our later use. Water cycle. Knowledge window. Water is the only thing that can be a gas, liquid, and a solid. Do you know how do we get rain? The water in oceans, seas, rivers, and lakes gets heated by the sun and changes into water vapor. This water vapor rises up in the sky. There it comes in contact with cool air and forms tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets of water join together to form clouds. On further cooling, the drops get bigger and falls down on Earth as rain. This rainwater flows back into the oceans, seas, and rivers. Then it goes up again as water vapor and the cycle continues. This process of changing water into water vapor by heating and then come back into water on cooling is called the water cycle. The nature recycles or purifies water through water cycle. However, the rate at which the nature cleans water is not fast enough. We get dirtying and polluting water at a much faster rate. As a result, we face the scarcity of water at many places. If we do not stop the wastage of water now, we will have to face a difficult time in the near future. Quick review. Water is a natural resource given to us by nature. Water is very important for all living beings to survive. We should use water wisely as every drop of water is precious. The different sources of water are ponds, tanks, rivers, wells, oceans, and tube wells. Underground water is taken out with the help of wells, tube wells, and hand pumps. Though 70% of Earth is covered with water, but only 1% of it is useful to us. The amount of water on the Earth is limited. We cannot go on using it indefinitely. Rainwater harvesting is a system by which we can use rainwater effectively. The process of changing water vapor by heating and then coming back into water on cooling is called the water cycle.